Welcome to Sports Talk Podcast 81. Me, John Vick. And today we're going to talk about the draft analysis, and these are my top 7 picks of 2026 of the NFL draft. And I think top 7 would be Indianapolis Colts as number 1. They ended up with an O-line, a defensive linebacker, and a wide receiver. Now, this team, I would say, is very interesting because they need something like a wide receiver or a linebacker to get back on top. The other two I don't know, but this one is really off the books on this one. It's crazy when they say, yeah, there is going to be an issue there with the Colts, but time will tell these guys if they make the right picks. Dallas Cowboys are made number 2 pick. At number 2, and I'm going in order from 1 to 7, so it's like you got to really think that I'm doing this. So, Dallas Cowboys, a no-line, defensive linebacker, defensive lineman, linebacker, coverback, and an O-line. I think Jerry Jones is kind of overdoing this one. If Jerry Jones is kind of overdoing it, there's not many people that can do as what Jerry Jones did, but I think he's overdoing it. We're doing 2 different O-lines, and it's like you gotta really think he's kind of overdoing it. And I believe he is. To a certain degree, I think he's overdoing it for obvious reasons in the draft. And I had my predictions in the last videos before I had to renew this channel to a sports channel. So it's like, I think Jerry Jones is overdoing it. I kind of figured he would. But it was like how he could have done it. Now, Philadelphia Eagles, on the other hand, ended up with an O-line, a safety, wide receiver, and a tight end. Now, I think they need it. The O-line, I don't think they need. The safety, wide receiver, and the tight end, yeah, they do need it to keep their momentum going. But if they square up against Cowboys this season, which they will, apparently, I wouldn't be surprised if the Philadelphia Eagles will lose against the Cowboys. I really wouldn't. Because if they got a safety, either it's on the defensive side or the offensive side or the defensive side, either which way, if they do, I would say I would never made that pick to get a safety. I would say get another kicker, score an extra point. But Philadelphia's been doing pretty good. I'm not going to argue. I'm really not going to argue with them, and whatever the Philadelphia Eagles do, they'll do it, And number 4, the New York Jets picks ended up with a quarterback. An edge guard, a wide receiver, a quarterback, and an O-line. Now, Mal Larry and a couple other Jets fans kind of predicted they needed a quarterback. And Jets do need another quarterback. I'm not denying them. I agreed with them 100% that they do need another quarterback. Yes, Jets do need another quarterback to run the wheel down. An edge rusher, I doubt they're going to need it. Wide receivers they definitely need because they need somebody to pass them. But the quarterback scheme, too, that the wide receiver would be able to pass it. I think that's what they need. Overall, it's very good for the New York Jets, but it could be bad. But we'll see if these two divisions between the quarterback side and the wide receiver side can work together on their terms. So we'll see what the New York Jets can do this upcoming football season. Now, the Las Vegas Raiders, on the other hand, ended up with a quarterback, wide receiver, an O-line, defensive linebacker, and a CB and a coverback. Which I can see that, but now I can see both of these picks between the New York Jets pick and the Las Vegas Raiders pick. True, they both need quarterbacks. They need quarterbacks that can throw the ball down and move the chain. I agree with both of their picks on that end. But when it comes from the quarterback to the wide receiver and the O-line, it's crazy. Defensive linemen, yeah, they do need it. They do need a quarterback. Both teams do need a quarterback. Both New York Jets and the Raiders, they both need quarterbacks. And the wide receiving, passing, they need to work on the passing. But the quarterbacks from the O-lines, they do need a quarterback. Both teams do. But the O-line from the defensive line, yeah, it's 50-50 with me on that one. It's like, you got to think what they can do down the chain with anything else. So these two teams, I'm willing to watch on what. I'm watching these teams real close this season. Vegas Raiders and the New York Jets. I'm watching them really close like a hawk. And I'm hoping they can try to get this done. And that's just about Jaguars. They got a linebacker, a right edge rusher, defensive line, and an offensive and an O-line snap. So I think that's what they need. So I think they need more on the offensive side, which they definitely do. But I'm surprised they didn't go for a quarterback. At number 6, that's the Jacksonville Jaguars. But I'm surprised the Jacksonville Jaguars didn't really get a quarterback that could throw. I mean, yeah. I think they got quarterbacks out there that can throw. But as for my hometown team, Jacksonville Jaguars, it's like they can't really run the Browns side of the ball, apparently, and it was crazy enough. And at number 7, the Chiefs, on the other hand, quarterback, wide receiver, O-line, edge rusher, defensive lineman. Now, Chiefs do need a quarterback and a defensive lineman and a wide receiver. An O-line and an edge rusher. Most of these teams have chosen edge rushing. I'm not seeing anything else, but if I have to choose my pick out of this class of 2026 that I picked for my top 7 for a draft, it was mostly like, I would say the most teams that are, and I'm only going to pick 2 out of this whole group. I would say my first 2 impressions in this team composition that has the good draft picks are the Eagles and the Cowboys. Colts are iffy. New York, 50-50 with them. Vegas Raiders, average. Jacksonville Jaguars, maybe they can try to get them back up, so it's 50-50 with them. Chiefs, no way. That's an N-O no. If they decide to go this route, the Chiefs, on the other hand, they're going to be destroyed. So I'm giving some of these teams the benefit of the doubt for my top 7 here. But the biggest teams I'm hoping to get out of these 2 are mostly the Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. So I would say those 2 teams, out of those 2 teams, the Philadelphia Eagles would be one. Cowboys would be another. And I would give them the edge. I would give both of those teams the edge for this season coming up. Question is, can these players perform? Time will tell with that. You know, you can't really deny what they're going to do. I mean, with New York Jets, it's 50-50 mono on that one. Giants, I heard they didn't do too bad in their draft either. But time will tell with that. Jacksonville Jaguars, maybe. Chiefs, I doubt it. Colts, it's evenly, but I doubt they're going to be able to do anything with this roster they have. Yeah, granted, they do need a wide receiver. They do need a linebacker. They do need a safety. Yeah, the Colts do need those 3. But why would I choose Cowboys over the Eagles? Those 2 teams alone, to give them the edge. 1, I'll give Jerry Jones the benefit of the doubt. He is trying to rebuild his team. 2, the Eagles might go back to the Super Bowl with this roster they just picked. I mean, a safety, an O-line, wide receiver, and tight end. I think they have a chance to go back to the Super Bowl. 9 times out of 10, they might go back to the Super Bowl. I'm hoping they do. Dallas Cowboys might be able to meet them. Because I know Jerry Jones is looking at 2 O-lines in a way. But I figured he was looking for a quarterback and a linebacker. I knew he was looking for those two. But the defensive O-lines, I don't know what Jerry Jones is going to do with the second O-line, which is the outer lineman. But time will tell what he's going to do with the second guy. Maybe pull him on the bench for a backup. You never know. But I'm hoping these kids perform if they start the season. So that's my top 7 picks for the NFL draft. I didn't get this video out from the last podcast because I kind of revamped it and I kind of missed a couple of days off. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do now with this new one. It's going to be a little trickier than anything else. But for the Sports Talk Podcast 81 with me, Joe Vick, that's for all the day I got. I'll see you next time. Might put a short together and see what we can do. So until next time, John Vick sign off. Take care.